Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a great week, lots of good books in this week, lots of great things that I like to talk about. Gotta start with the DC guys, gotta start with this one. This is Mr. Miracle number 5. You can read more about this one in our newsletter this week. This is, in my humble opinion, the best book on the stands these days. There's all kinds of buzz around it. I'm sure you've heard about it on the internet. Tom King is just really creating a masterpiece with this book. I don't know what more else I can say. Grab that first issue. If you love the New Gods, you'll love this book. If you don't know anything about the New Gods, you'll love this book. It's just really something special. So grab the first issue, catch up to this week's number 5. You will not be disappointed. Like I say, one of the best books out there. And this is also one of the best books out there. This is Action Comics number 993, written by one of my favorite guys, Dan Jurgens. As you can see there, it's co-starring one of my other favorite guys, Booster Gold. Love me some Booster Gold. Been talking up a lot about these Superman books. Superman, Action. There's quite a few of them out this week. But again, this is number 993. We're just a little bit away from Action Comics 1000, one of the greatest milestones in the history of comics. Can't say enough about that one either. Love me some Superman. Detective Comics is your Bat book of the week. Good stuff there. And anytime you get action and detective, you got to get Wonder Woman. The best trinity in comics. Don't need to really push any of those 3 titles. They're all like selling really great. Everybody's loving what they read these days, and that's a lot of fun. The Flash, one of the biggest books DC has. And Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. I love it when I get Action, Detective, Wonder Woman, Barry Allen, Hal Jordan, all my favorite DC classics all in the same week. And speaking of DC classics, doesn't get much more classic than Justice League of America. Yes, I know that's not the main JL title, but that one's got Lobo, so what the heck. Titans and Batgirl and the Birds of Prey, along with Red Hood and the Outlaws and Suicide Squad are pretty much all of your team books in the DCU. Suicide Squad, of course, being your Harley book for the week. Everybody's always wanting to know what their Harley book is that week. I've been digging some Red Hood and the Outlaws because it's got Bizarro. If you're not reading Red Hood, you really should be. Supergirl, another one of DC's big TV stars these days, along with New Superman. Round out your super books for the week. New Superman might be flying under your radar, but the people that read this really dig it. So you might want to grab that first trade paperback and see what all the buzz is about. Ragman is your mini-series for the week. DC doesn't do too many of these days, but if you don't know who Ragman is, you might want to check this book out. People who do have been picking it up and been really liking it. Sort of a different character. That one co-stars the Demon. Gotham City Garage is your extracurricular DC book of the week, in the vein of Bombshells or Bombshells United or some of the other things that they do, where it starts as a toy line and becomes a comic. Cool stuff. Wildstorm, Michael Gray is your Wildstorm book for the week. And Scooby Apocalypse is your Hanna-Barbera book of the week. I'm always saying there's plenty more to DC Comics than the Rebirth DCU stuff. Don't have a Vertigo book to show you this week, but like I say, they've always got lots of other great things going on. Really good week for those guys. Great week for Marvel, too. Let's talk some X-Men. How about X-Men Blue venturing forward into the 2099 verse? If you're old school like I am, you love some 2099. If you don't know what the 2099 verse is, well, you're in for a treat this week. Love some X-Men Blue. X-Men Blue, Gold, they'll be launching Red here pretty soon. Astonishing X-Men is, oof, that book is top-notch. Really great time to be an X fan. Weapon X starts a new story arc this week. You can tell by all their faces that this is a Nuke book. Love me some Nuke. All New Wolverine is your other Wolverine book of the week. Cable and Jean Grey round out your X books for the week. Jean Grey has been another really good one. I'm selling more and more copies of this book every issue, so again, grab that first issue, catch up to the new one, see what all the buzz is about. Amazing Spider-Man. This is your Venom Inc. Part 2. I hope you grabbed the Venom Inc. Alpha one-shot from last week. If you didn't, we probably got a couple lying around. Amazing Spider-Man is really one of Marvel's best books, and it's really good to see him back with his legacy numbering. Got these great Alex Ross covers. Love me some Amazing Spider-Man. Ben Reilly is your other Spider book of the week. A little like Jean Grey, I'm selling more and more of this one every single time it comes out. So if you're a Spider fan, or if you remember the clone stuff from back in the day and you fondly remember it, you want to check out what Ben Reilly's up to these days. Daredevil, another one of the best books Marvel has. I've said for a long time that Daredevil has been one of Marvel's best books for decades now. You can really go back as far as you want, but I recommend folks grabbing the Kevin Smith one, and then that rolls into Bendis, which rolls into Brubaker, which rolls into Mark Waid, rolls into the current Charles Soule stuff. Can't say enough about Daredevil. There is a reason they made the show out of it. Despicable Deadpool is your other guy in a red suit. Everybody loves some Deadpool, and as you can see in this issue, Cable dies. Falcon is my Marvel book of the week because I love me anything Captain America related. Me and Sam Wilson go way back. She-Hulk and Unbeatable Squirrel Girl are your Women of the Marvel Universe books for the week. Love me some She-Hulk. Punisher, you guys have been waiting for this one. This is the second issue of him in a War Machine suit. I hope you grab number 218 before it's sold out super fast. It's gone to reprint, but you'll need to wait another couple of weeks to get that one. How cool is it to see Punisher in a War Machine suit? Secret Warriors, with Mr. Sinister there on the cover. Runaways and Royals round out your Marvel books for the week. Royals being, of course, your Inhumans title for the week. Love me some Inhumans. And last but certainly not least is your latest issue of Star Wars. The movie's coming out this weekend, episode 8. I know you're probably already following everything in the Star Wars line. Everybody loves everything Star Wars, but always like to push these titles because I think Marvel's doing a great job with it. So if you're one of those diehard Star Trek people, branch out a little bit. Read some Star Wars. Book's really, really good. Good week for my friends at Dark Horse. Jenny Finn is my Mike Mignola book of the week. Not exactly Hellboy related, but I like to encourage you guys to pick up anything from Mike Mignola because he's awesome. And Aliens Dead Orbit is our other Dark Horse book for the week. Haven't seen any Aliens or Predator stuff for a little while. Always liking to mention what a great job Dark Horse does with all their licensed stuff. They sort of reinvented licensed comics. When I was a kid and Marvel and DC were doing them, they were terrible. But Dark Horse has always done a great job with their licensed property stuff. The Wicked and the Divine is your Image book of the week. Everybody loves this one. Or Kingsman, also another big book Image has these days. But Rumble is your first issue Gotta Have It Image book of the week. Always encouraging you guys to grab those first issue Image titles, because when you hear about it at number 3 and you come and ask me for number 1, it's going to be long gone. And what a great week for all the other guys too. Let's talk some Archies. Let's talk Jughead the Hunger. Let's talk about how Archie has some of the best horror comics ever made. Afterlife with Archie, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, now Jughead the Hunger. I can't say enough about what a great job Archie is doing across their whole line. So check out some of their horror titles. Check out some of their standard titles like Archie and Betty and Veronica, Reggie. Just doing a really great job with all their stuff, like this one, or like the Archies. Like I say, they've got horror stuff, they've got standard stuff, like the Archies. It's I hesitate to say, whatever it is between all ages and mature reader, the PG-13 kind of aspect that most comics are. That's what Archie's going for, and this one's, of course, about the band. Like I say, branch out a little, check out some Archie stuff. It's really awesome. Fighting American is my Titan book of the week because Fighting American is another Joe Simon, Jack Kirby creation. Sure, you might think he's a bit of a Captain America knockoff, but we can all use a little more Fighting Americans in our lives, right? Love me anything from the King. Voltron and Robotech are both out this week. So if you like your outer space adventures, your giant robot stuff, good week for that. Bloodshot Salvation is my Valiant book of the week. Always encouraging you guys to have a Valiant book on your list, like Bloodshot or EXO or one of the many awesome books that they do. Animosity, number 11. I want to talk a little bit about Animosity. This book was red hot when it first came out. Lots of other books have gotten a lot of buzz alongside it, but if you don't know much about Animosity, grab that first trade paperback, catch up to this week's number 11. Really one of the more unique titles out there. Really cool kind of sci-fi horror premise. Don't want to say too much about it, but like I say, check out some Animosity. Check out a lot of things from Aftershock, because those guys are really up and coming. And Judas. This is my Boom Studios book of the week, because nothing says Merry Christmas like a comic book about Judas. Great stuff. And a good week for the all ages stuff too. How about some Archie Christmas Spectacular? Just to throw it out there that Archie is still also doing a great job with their all ages stuff like they always have, in addition to everything else that they're doing so great. Love me some Christmas specials. Disney Princess. Invader Zim. How about some My Little Pony? Or how about one of my all-time favorite guys, Samurai Jack? Love seeing IDW keeping Samurai Jack going. One of the best characters of all time. And speaking of one of the best characters of all time, how about some classic Scooby-Doo, Where Are Ya? Like I said, great week for the comics. Lots of different publishers putting out some of their best stuff. So get a good look around. Maybe try something new this week, because like I say, a lot of good things out there. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at Facebook. Check us out at blackcatcomics.biz. Check out our cool YouTube channel. Check out our podcast at soundcloud.com. Or just get on down here to Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.